All right, here we are. We are live. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining the webinar, Establishing Yourself as an Expert in Your Field and Attracting a Wealth of Your Ideal Clients. My name is Brian Jordan. I'm a business success coach, and I'm the creator of the Wellness Practitioners Success Company. I have a lot of great material for you today for this webinar. Really excited about it, but before I begin, I just wanted to point out to the right of your screen there's a chat box. So if at any time, you guys are my eyes and my ears right now, if at any time for some reason you can't hear me or see me or something's going wrong, just type in that chat box and I'll get the message. The chat is instantaneous. The video feed is kind of weird. It ends up taking there's about a 30 to 90-second delay. So if I don't answer right away, that might be why. But let's just get right into the session today. So I wanted to give you just a minute or my path and my journey and how what led me up to this point. And I was working as a massage therapist for about 10 years before I became a coach and a business coach. And it was really hard. I had no idea what I was doing. I was not getting the clients that I needed to get. And it just made life really, really challenging. So it took a good 8 years or so of trial and error, of doing my own coaching, of taking courses to figure out kind of the key to really running a successful business. And I did it, I figured it out. It was great. I started attracting clients. I took a coaching certification for life and spiritual coaching. And as I was trying to pick my niche, I was looking around at all of my colleagues and saw how they were struggling. And they were struggling with the same things that I was about attracting enough clients into their practice. And it was really just kind of killing me, actually, because one, I knew I didn't want them to suffer. These are my friends and my colleagues, and it was hard for me to see them in a challenging position. But also, I knew that if they weren't getting the clients that they needed, that was a lot of people out there that weren't getting the healing that they needed. There's a lot of potential clients out there that could have used all of their services that just weren't getting it. Because they didn't know how to find them. So it really became my mission. My mission actually became to improve the community, improve the health of the community and of the world by helping wellness practitioners become successful. Because when they're successful, that means everybody is benefiting as a whole. So that's what led me to create this webinar. I really wanted to put something out there that would help any wellness practitioner that wanted to take this and find this webinar to start to create a successful business. And there's a group coaching program that I've created as well. I'll tell you a little bit about it at the end that really takes this information and goes even deeper. But really my goal for this is that by the end of this call, that you have some tools that you can use to go out there and start getting clients and becoming really, really successful. And just to get clarity about what your passion and what your vision is. So without any more delay, let's jump in. I'm gonna just tell you a little bit of an overview of what we're gonna cover. So it's really about establishing yourself as an expert in your field. And a lot of what I'm gonna talk about is finding your tribe, finding your niche market, and about why that sets you up as being an expert in your field and why this is really important. So that's kind of the beginning of the call. Then I'm going to go through a few questions and a few ways and techniques that you can find out who your target market is. So you want to know who they are and how to reach them. So I'll kind of take you through that a little bit. We'll go through some mindset shifts that can help you become more client attractive and help you be able to talk with clients without feeling pushy, because that's, especially with heart-centered entrepreneurs, that tends to be a problem is we don't want to feel pushy. We don't want to be that sleazy salesperson. So I'm going to go through some mindset shifts that will help with some of that stress right there. And at the end, I'm going to give you 3 simple strategies to start getting clients right now, as soon as you get off of this call, because that's what it's about. It's about helping people. It's about growing your practice, becoming successful. So again, you can in turn have energy and have time and have money to be able to help more people. So with that, let's do this. So becoming an expert in your field and finding your niche. Why is this important? Why is it important to find a niche? So one of the things that I hear a lot of people say is they'll talk about, they don't want to, I don't want to narrow my focus down because I can help everybody. I can help anyone. I don't want to limit the amount of people that can come to me. And that's kind of an illusion, actually. It's really strange in that if you start to find your tribe and you start to limit the type of people that you want to attract into your practice, you actually end up attracting more clients to you. And this kind of an analogy that I always like to use. It's that saying everyone, somebody, anybody, who does that bring to mind? I mean, specifically right now, who does that bring to mind when I say that? I can help anyone, right? Probably your mind is kind of a blank, or there might be some random people coming up, but what does that mean? Do I work with elderly people? Do I work with toddlers? Do I work with athletes? Do I work with tourists? It's a really broad. And when you're that broad, you never, I shouldn't say never, but it's going to be really hard to be considered an expert in your field. What you want to be, again, an expert in your field because it helps people find you, and you can command higher prices, basically, is one of the great benefits to it. The experts in the field are able to attract more and charge more, essentially. So not that it's all about charging more money, but that's one of the side benefits to it. So anyways, getting back to it. The analogy that I love is saying anybody, everybody, it's like having a handful of seeds, of random seeds, that you're just gonna toss into this open field. And they're gonna land everywhere. And then you're gonna get this container of water, and you're gonna run around this field, watering everything, and hoping that you're watering the seeds. And when you water the seeds, you're hoping that one of them sprouts. And when it sprouts, you're hoping that it's tomatoes, because that's what you really want. But what you're doing is you're actually spending a lot of energy just running around this field. You're spending a lot of energy trying to reach anybody and everybody. And it's exhausting, actually. It's really tiring to do that in your business. So you end up with this field of weeds, basically. And I have this PowerPoint that I was going to show, but I'm really I feel like when I show the PowerPoint, I don't have as much of a connection with you. So I might show it a little bit later. But the flip side of that is that if you take a handful of tomato seeds, because tomatoes is what you really want, and you plant them in a fertile garden, and you know exactly where to water them, and you know exactly how to tend to them, this tomato plant will sprout, and you'll have this beautiful bounty of fresh food that is the exact thing that you wanted to attract in the first place. It's focused. All of your energy is being focused in one area. And that's what happens when you narrow down your tribe to a specific group of people, is that it's narrow. It doesn't create confusion. So, for example, I am going to get on the PowerPoint now and buzz through this really quick. For example, anyone, someone equals nobody. Do you want a field of weeds? Do you want a garden of plenty? So if I were to say, I'm an acupuncturist and I work with athletes, all of a sudden, compare that to when I said anybody and somebody. All of a sudden, if I say athletes, specific people are popping into your mind, right? It might be racket players, it might be swimmers, runners, paddlers, football players, whatever. And you might even start getting some specific names in your head. You might think of one of your friends, one of your colleagues that's an athlete that I could help, right? So all of a sudden, That's the power of having a specific target market, is when you're talking with people, whether they're your prospect or not, and you tell them what you do, it starts to bring specific people up in their mind. And they'll say, oh, I know somebody that might benefit from what you do. It just becomes much easier to attract clients. I can even narrow it down further and say I work with paddlers. So I work specifically with paddlers. Now here in Hawaii, most of us know some paddlers that could really use some work. So you can get specific and say I help paddlers to improve their performance and recover from their practices faster and prevent and recover from injury faster. Now, there's a lot of paddlers out there that need that. And again, it's going to bring up some specific people in mind. So that really is the power to narrowing your focus down. And the beautiful thing about that is the more that you do that and the more you start working with this target market, let's say these athletes, these paddlers, as word starts to spread and as you're getting your name out there, you're going to start becoming the expert in that field. You're going to become the expert in working with athletes, or you're going to become the expert in working with women entrepreneurs, or whatever it is that you want. So it's all about narrowing the focus, and it's really powerful, because once you know who you're trying to reach, you can figure out where they hang out. You can figure out what their needs are. What are they desiring? What are they wanting? And you can cater directly to that. So you focus your marketing energy just on them, as opposed to focusing it and scattering it everywhere like the seeds in this garden of weeds that you're just praying sprouts into something. Once you do that, I mean, if you just take this one little piece right there and run with it, you will become much, much more successful. I can guarantee it. So how do you do that? How do you find your target market? How do you find your niche? So there's a few questions in my coaching program that's going to be coming up next month. I'm going to really get into a lot. We're going to spend at least 1 full hour on this, if not more, really just narrowing down your target market. But I want to give you guys some good questions right now so that you can leave this and have a good idea of who your target market is. And again, my goal is that some of you are going to leave this webinar and it's going to be enough, and you're going to be able to create a great business and with the group coaching program. So here we are, we've got our paddlers. Whoops, let me get back onto my screen. There we go. So the first question is, what brings you the most joy? So what in your life brings you the most joy? Think about it. Think about, are you active? Are you energetic? Do you love being outside? Is it helping a certain type of person? Is there a certain type of person that you enjoy being around? What brings you the most joy in life? And if you can start to mold your business around what brings you the most joy, you're going to be a lot happier with what you're doing. So this is a big one. What brings you the most joy? So take some time, write these down after this webinar. Really take some time and answer these questions. What brings you the most joy? It might give you a clue as to where you want to focus your energy for your business. What drives you nuts? So what drives you crazy? What is it about your potential clients that your friends are going through, or that the world is going through, that you just wish you had a solution to, and you wish you could help them with that solution? It just drives you nuts to see people go through this. So it drives you nuts, maybe, again, speaking about athletes, to see athletes in pain and injured when you know that they can be on their peak performance. Like me, I was talking about earlier, it was driving me nuts to see my colleagues and friends that were struggling in business, and I knew that I could help them. So what drives you absolutely crazy? And that can be a big, big clue as to where your tribe and where your niche might be. So look back at your favorite clients, and what do they have in common? you want to think about who has brought you the most joy when you've worked on them. What are their characteristics? What are their qualities? What are their personal qualities? What are they like? You know, how do they make you feel? What do they have in common? Again, is it women that you like working with? Is it men? Is it people in their 20s and 30s? Are they older? Is it people with an active lifestyle? Is it people that are trying to get into an active lifestyle? Is it people that are that are struggling with an illness? You know, what is it that your favorite clients have had in common? And I might add, what have you had success with in the past that's brought you so much joy in the past as you've been working with these clients? Now, if you're new to business, this is just a good thing to keep in mind in general as you're working with people and as you're finding your niche and you're finding your way. Pay attention to what people bring you the most joy when you're working with them, and really nail down their qualities and keep that in mind. Because again, you want to attract, this is about attracting your ideal clients. It's not just about attracting any clients. You want to attract people that are going to help you feel engaged and alive and vibrant. Again, your practice, your business, and your life is going to be so much funner if you're attracting the people that you really, really want to work with. So if you really want tomatoes, attract those tomatoes, going back to the garden analogy. So think about these things and really spend some time on all of this. Spend time on figuring out who it is that you love to work with. Spend some time figuring out what it is that's driving you nuts about the world that you wish you had a solution, or that maybe you do have a solution for already. That's even better, of course. And think about what in life brings you the most joy. You know, if you love going to the symphony and you love music, maybe working with musicians is your thing. You know, it just makes sense that what you're passionate about, what you can talk for hours about, might be a good clue as to the type of people that you want to draw into your business. So from here, hopefully that helps narrow it down a little bit. But you know, one thing that a lot of my clients have talked to me about, well, how do I pick just one thing? Can't I have several? And the answer is yes, you can, but I highly recommend starting out just with one niche. Again, it's about focusing your energy. It's about focusing your energy in one area and putting all of your commitment and all of your power into this one area and watching that grow. And then once that grows, you can kind of branch out if you have another passion or another niche. But I really recommend narrowing it down to just one. So how do you do that? First, I would say narrow it down to 2 or 3 people, 2 or 3 different tribes that you're thinking about working with. So maybe that's female entrepreneurs. I'll do the ones that I've talked about: female entrepreneurs, athletes, people with an illness, long-term illness. So they're very, very different, right? But anyways, so you narrowed it down to these 3 people, and then really use your intuition. I'm really big on coming from the heart with everything that you do. So feel into your heart, feel your intuition, use your gut, and choose the one that is just popping out at you, that you think, yes, I think this is going to be my niche. This is going to be it right here. And if you really can't decide, just choose one. Just choose one. And don't be afraid of doing this. So one of the things that I hear a lot is like I just really don't know. I don't want to be committed to one thing, because what if I don't like it? And my answer to that is just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is just, it's all a process. It's going to be a process that you're going through for the rest of your career, and it can be a lot of fun. So what I would say to that is, one of my mentors, Angelina Campos, I highly recommend looking her up, actually. I wish I had her contact information with me, but she is amazing. She was one of my coaches in the past, And one of the things that she said to me that really stuck out was, you date your niche. So you just date your niche. You don't have to get married right now. You're just trying it out. You're seeing if you like it. You're seeing if you like those people. You're seeing if you get enjoyment from this. And if you don't, that's okay. You can go back to your list of 3 and choose somebody else. That's perfectly okay. So what I suggest is choose one and commit to it. Say for the next 60 days, 60 to 90 days, I'm going to focus on getting clients in this particular niche, in this particular tribe. And I'm going to try it out and see what kind of joy this brings me. And if it resonates with you and it lands with you, then great, that's awesome, run with it. If it doesn't, if you're deciding, oh, maybe this isn't it, that's okay. You go back and you choose a different niche. So now what if you just really have no idea and you can't even narrow it down to 3 people? Another technique that I would highly recommend is, oftentimes what happens is in your process of discovery, as you're discovering these 3 niches, or as different opportunities come up to you, your niche will find you. And sometimes it'll be the last people that you expected working with, or the last topic that you expected working with. Like, I mean, personally for me, 2 years ago, if you said I would be doing business coaching, I would have called you crazy, but now I am passionate about it and it found me. Really is what came down to it. So explore a little bit, have fun with it, date your niche, take opportunities, unusual opportunities that might come up, because you never know when you're going to land in that thing that is just your absolute passion, especially if it's something that keeps popping up over and over and over again in your life. I remember in my massage practice when I first started getting into it, I didn't have any desire to work with athletes, but I kept getting athletes coming to my practice. And over time, I discovered that I loved working with them. It was so much fun because they took care of their bodies already, and it was such a joy to work with somebody that was actively caring for themselves. And after that, when I finally came to that conclusion, after getting all of these athletes coming, it was like, well, of course, I'm athletic myself. Of course, that's a tribe that would work with me. So just explore, have fun with it. Don't worry too much about getting stuck in one area, because you can always change it. And like I said, this is a lifelong kind of project. You hear all about it. It's all about the journey, right? And it's true. It's a cliche statement, but it's so true. It's all about the journey. It's not necessarily about getting there and arriving at a place. Enjoy the path. And enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy the people that you're working with. So, all right. We're doing good on time. So this is getting into kind of the mindset. So you get your tribe, you have your people that you love working with. So this is beautiful because, again, I mentioned before, you can start to focus your energy. You can figure out where those people hang out, and you can focus your time marketing on those people. But how do you market to them? That's a big question. How do you market and come across as not being pushy? Because we all know that sleazy salesman, that just makes your skin crawl, and you don't want to be that. And as a heart-centered entrepreneur, it's really easy to almost avoid marketing in a way, or to think that marketing is an evil thing or a bad thing. And I was there for a long time. I hated marketing until I started to realize that it can actually be really fun if you create a little bit of a mindset shift, and there's a little bit of a paradigm shift in a sense with it. So marketing can be fun, and the big trick behind the mindset of marketing, so I'm going to get out my notes here, so there's going to be some rustling, is, well, the first trick, actually, the first secret is that, one, you have to believe 100% in what you're doing. And hopefully, if you're on this webinar, hopefully you already do believe 100% in what you're doing. But it's crucial, and I feel like it's important enough that I should bring it up here, is that if you're not 100% passionate about what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to bring in the clients that you want. So you want to be like a 9 or a 10 on a scale of from 1 to 10, like of passion. And if you're at a 9, you want to try and get that up to a 10 as quick as possible. If you're a 7 or 8, that's great. I recommend you really do some soul searching and figure out how to get your passion up to a 10. If you're below a 7 on a passion level, then you should probably choose a different career, to be honest, because if you're not 100% passionate about what you're doing, that's going to show through. And it's not that you can't be successful, but it's going to be a lot more challenging, and it's not going to be as fun, you know. And that's what this is about, is having fun doing what you love to do. So again, all of you on this webinar, hopefully you're already passionate about what you do. So how do you keep that passion though? Because that is a whole other trick. You know, a lot of us are passionate about it when we first get into it, and then we get into the daily grind and the daily business activities and administration, and sometimes that passion can start to die down a little bit. So I suggest writing down why you got into what you're doing. Write down what your passion is. What is your passion behind your business? And keep that with you. Post it by your computer so it's something that you can always look up and see and always remind yourself, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this. Think about your clients and what your clients are getting from it. That's like number one for me. When I think about like what my clients are doing, that just motivates me to create more programs like this and to get out there and talk with people and market. So connect with your passion every day. Start out every day. Create a morning routine where you connect with your sense of self, you connect with your sense of compassion, you connect with your love, and you connect with your goal and your drive behind what you're doing in your business, however that is, whether that's through meditation practice, yoga, getting out into nature a little bit, stretching, having a cup of coffee and just enjoying your morning, whatever it is that helps you get into a good frame of mind, take the time to get into that frame of mind and that passion and keep it. So you've got this passion. Now, when you have this deep passion inside and you're talking with your potential clients, your potential prospects or referral partners or whoever, that passion is going to come out if you're connecting with your heart. So don't think about the sale. Don't think about marketing. Don't think about making a sale. Connect with your heart and speak with passion. And it's going to come across. It's going to be evident to the people that you're talking to. Now, there's a little bit of a trick because even that can come across as really pushy, and I'm sure some of us have experienced that as well, where it's like somebody's really passionate about what they do and it's really great, but it's almost overwhelming because they're like, you should do this, you should try this, really, it's the best thing in the world, you should come and try, you should book an appointment, you should da-da-da-da-da, and they're just going off about booking an appointment, and it just starts to feel, again, you start to feel that like, oh my God, this is intense, and I kind of want to leave right now. So it's great that they're passionate about it, but there's that element of like, oh my God, that can be too much. So how do you deal with that? Now, you don't want to dial down on your passion, you just want to approach it from a different angle. So when you're doing that, when you're kind of like passionate and you're trying to make the sale, it becomes about you and it becomes about the sale. So reverse that. And this is such a great piece of advice and a great technique and a great tool for any kind of marketing or really any business activity that you're doing, whether it's print advertising, social media marketing, whether it's networking, whether you're talking directly one-on-one with your prospects or doing a consultation, is that you want as much as possible to make it 90% about the other person. And then maybe 10% about you and 10% about the sale, because of course you don't want to shy away from the sale aspect. It can be really easy to let that go and not be pushy. But 90% about the other person and about 10% about you. So what does that look like? You know, again, it's about coming from the heart. It's remembering that this is not, it's not about you. This path that you've chosen, especially as wellness entrepreneurs, It's not about you. It's not about making the sale. It's about helping other people. It's about helping other people become well, or whatever it is that your practice is. And that's the core of it right there. So keep that in mind, that these are people that you're working with. These are people that you're attracting. And they're going to be asking, what's in it for me? So it's 90% is about them. It's not about you. It's about them. So focus your marketing on that. I'm really trying to embrace the idea of, I want every piece of marketing that I put out to have some kind of a benefit for the other person, whether it's some kind of phrase that helps them think about their wellness, right? It's so, you know, it can be just one small phrase, or it can be writing a piece of advice, something that will help them, benefit them, and really bringing that across. So again, make it about the other person. So 90% about the other person, 10% about you and making the sale. So how do you do that? You're talking with your prospects, and you really want to connect with them on a heart-to-heart level and get to know them. So ask questions, just get curious about who they are, get curious about what they're going through. There's this great formula that's kind of like you appeal to the person's struggles, you appeal to their pain, so you get to know what their ailments are. So it's a paddler and their shoulder is killing them, so you get to know that, and you appeal to that pain and say, oh my gosh, when did that start, you know, and how. Just get curious, ask questions. How is that affecting your life right now? And then you appeal to their pleasure. So you appeal to, where do you want to be? So you're opening up, when you do that, the possibility that something can be different. Because when you're locked in this state of pain, it can be really hard to think about anything else. So talk to them about their goals. What do you want to achieve? Like where do you want to get to? How do you want to feel? What would you like to accomplish? And appeal to that. And if you can create yourself as a bridge in between the two, then that 10% is going to be really easy to do. And you know, it's a really beautiful thing. One of the things I love doing as a coach, and I love doing it as a massage therapist, is when I'm talking with people about my practice and they're asking me about it. I'm getting to know them, if they're a potential prospect. And I like to give them advice. I like to give them techniques that they can use right then and there. So stretches that they can use, or self-massage techniques, something that's going to benefit them. And that way, I know that even if they say no to coming in for a session, I know that I've left them with something that they're going to appreciate. I've left them with something that they can use that's going to benefit their life. And that just feels awesome. And you know, it takes the pressure off of making the sale. It's a lot more fun. It's a lot, it feels better. It just feels better in a heart-centered way. And I love that. But again, you still don't want to be afraid to ask for the sale. But again, you do it in, there's a really graceful and a really beautiful way that you can do it. If you've established that 90% well, it's really easy to just say, you know, I would love to work with you. I think that I can really help what's going on with you. If you want to schedule a session, I'm open. It would be an honor for me to work with you. And it becomes, again, it's like an honor for me to work with you. So you're kind of like, you're I don't want to say pre-qualifying, but you're letting them know that how much you appreciate them. And you're letting them know that it would be a joy for you to be working with them. And again, that just feels so much better. You want to mean it, of course. You want it to be authentic. If it's somebody that's an energy sucker and you actually don't want to work with, then don't say that, you know. But it just feels so much better. And again, if you establish this 90%, it's amazing when you're talking with people and you're making it about them. You're making everything about that person and what they're going through, you will hear no a lot less often. And I can't tell you how awesome it is to go through a conversation like that, to bring value to that person, and then to hear them say, God, you know, I would love to come in for a session. How do I do it? And it's the best feeling knowing that, oh God, I affected this person on a level that they're asking me to come in for a session. So again, the mindset that I want to get across is that marketing doesn't have to be this evil, scary thing, that it can be really, really fun if you start making it about helping the other person. Make it about your passion, about what you love to do. Again, it's not about the sale. I've said that about 1,000 times already, and I'll say it 1,000 times again. It's about the other person. It's not about you. And it becomes a joy. It just becomes another part of your practice and another way that you can help other people. So this mindset tip, I hope that comes across, and I hope that really, really helps you. Again, there's a chat box to the right, so I see a few people there on the call. If you have questions, comments, just write something in the chat box, say hello. It's nice to get some feedback. You know, I'm talking to a computer here, so it's nice to get some live comments from it. So if you're there, say hello. So one last kind of mindset tip. It's really more kind of a marketing tip more than a mindset tip, but I included it in this because it fits along with what I've been talking about before, is that people want to know, they don't want to know necessarily the features about what you do. People are asking, what's in it for me? So they want to know what kind of results they're going to get. So you want to focus your conversations with your clients and your marketing on the results that they're going to get. In other words, I'll give you an example. I'm going to go back to that acupuncturist working with athletes and somebody that has pain. So most people aren't going to care if you're going to put an ointment on their shoulder that's going to help, and you're going to stick needles here, and you're going to do electrostim, and that's like all of the features to your practice, right? Most people are not going to care about that. They just care about whether you can get them out of pain. They just care about whether you can help them with what they're going through. So in all of your marketing materials, you want to really appeal to the results that you're going to get them. So you're going to help them get out of pain. You're going to help them improve their performance. You're going to help them recover from injury faster. You're going to help them prevent injury. You know, all of these things, this is again working with these athletes, all of these things, that is appealing, that's exciting, that gets a little bit more interest. You know, it's like, oh, you can help me do these things? Sign me up, that's awesome. So again, remember that it's about the other person and to appeal to the results that the other person is going to get, and to appeal to what they want. So they want to get out of pain, appeal to that. You can help them get out of pain. So really focus. So I want to do just a quick exercise. So I want you to take a couple of deep breaths right now. Just take a couple of deep breaths and think about, feel yourself nice and grounded with the earth, and think about this old pattern or an old belief that you have about marketing right now. And if you want, you can create an image in your mind. Like I just got an image of this sleazy little kind of car salesman. Not that there's anything wrong with car. I know some great car salesmen, but you know, that's kind of the stereotypical image that comes to mind, is the sleazy little car salesman. And see him there in your mind, and that this is your former belief to marketing, and make it this sort of comical little guy that's just jumping around and he's trying to get you in. And start to laugh at them. Just right now, start to laugh at that whole idea and that whole kind of paradigm of marketing and how sort of hilarious that is. And realize that that is not you, and that's never going to be you, because you are passionate, and you are beautiful, and you are compassionate, and you live best from the heart. You are a health and wellness practitioner. This is your element. This is your joy. So you will never be that sleazy car salesman. Do not worry about that. So take a moment and pick him up and just toss him aside right now. And watch him go. So you're throwing him out of your energy field. And then start to bring in this energy of compassion and this energy of love. So feel this joy and this passion for what you're doing. And see yourself with one of your clients and you're talking with them and it's about them and you're seeing how much you're helping them. And feel this energy of how amazing that feels as you're working with these people. Really feel that. Feel how awesome it is. Now feel how amazing it is as you're helping them and they're getting better. And watch how that's affecting their life now. Not just their life, but that's affecting all these people's lives that they come into contact with, their friends, their family. And see how much better their relationship is with them because they're healing and they're getting out of this pain, or they're getting out of this emotional dark space that they've been in through the work with you. See how that's affecting people at a deeper level. And really feel that and embrace that. And I want you to bring that energy right back into this room right now. And feel just how incredible that is and how amazing that is. And just know that if you're not putting yourself out there and you're afraid of marketing and you're not taking that 10% and asking for the sale, that you're doing people a disservice, actually. You are doing people a disservice because you have this gift that can benefit them. And if you're not out there offering that to them, then that's people that are not getting healing that they need. So again, I'm coming back to, it's not about you, it's about the other people. There was a great, I read this in an article or a book somewhere, and it just really stuck out with me. And the author was saying, if you had a cure for arthritis, would you hold that back from your grandmother that was suffering from arthritis? And of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't. So why would you hold back from telling people about what you do when you know it can help them? So keep that in mind as you're getting out there and you're putting yourself out there, that it's about the other person. So, all right, we're coming towards the end of the session. I want to pause here really quick and to tell you a little bit about my group coaching program, because I'm super excited about it. So I want to tell you the three tips for getting clients now in just a few moments, but I feel like this is a good segue. This is a good time to tell you about my group coaching program that's coming up, and it's awesome. I am so excited about it and so thrilled. So, sorry, I'm going to get through a couple of other little programs. So it's called the Client Attraction Mastery. It's going to be happening November and December, so it'll be over 6 weeks. So basically the first 3 weeks of November, we're going to have a 1-hour session, a 1-hour webinar, and then you have a week off, and then the first 3 weeks in December. And what are we going to cover? So the first class, we're really going to get into your mission and vision, your passion, and your purpose. So we're going to spend an entire class on this. This is so important. This is the groundwork for everything that you're going to be doing in your business. If you can connect with your mission, and listen closely here, because I'm going to give you little tidbits that will help you right now. So if you can connect with your mission and your vision, and you keep that at your core, That is going to be the driving force behind everything that you do. So creating a good mission and vision and passion and purpose in your business is key. So we're going to spend a good session just on that. The second session is we're going to do a lot of what we did today in clarifying your niche, but we're going to get really in depth with it about more questions to help you find your tribe that you love to work with. And we're going to come up with some techniques about where to find them as well. So this is going to be where you're going to start really attracting your clients. Class 3, reaching your target market. So it's a little bit of a continuation of that, but it's more in depth with how to talk to people and how to come across with people that's very, very client attractive. So it's after you've figured out your target market and figuring out how to reach those people and how to bring them into your practice. And after each of these classes, you'll have some work to do, some tasks that will help you attract clients and will help you build your business in between. So you're going to have that work in between, and that's really the meat of the session. So the fourth class is all about mindsets. It's all about superhero mindsets. It's about breaking through your beliefs about money, your beliefs about confidence, and creating a new paradigm that's going to help you be unstoppable. So once you go through this, you're going to be pumped and jazzed to get out there and share the gifts that you have. So the fifth one is really about thinking outside the box and values-based marketing. So it's a little bit of what we've talked about today. And again, I believe that marketing should be fun. Marketing should not be something that is another task. And I'm really passionate about finding ways to get out there and get in front of people in a way that feels fun and that feels authentic to you. So we're going to be talking about that in class 5. And class 6 is all about reframing the past and creating your future. So it's about taking everything that you've gone through in the past, your past so-called failures, and reframing them in such a way that it becomes fuel for your success in the future. We're going to be talking about the law of attraction in this one and how to really use that to your benefit. So there's some myths about the law of attraction that I'll cover, and I'll really tell you, we'll really go through how to correctly use the law of attraction to fuel your business and to bring in the people that you want to bring in and to create this amazing business that's full of your ideal clients, and how to do it with ease. So you're going to get these 6 classes. There's some awesome bonuses that I'm super excited about. You're going to have a free webinar with Candace Box. She is one of my colleagues, and she is just an amazing person and has been a joy to know. I just absolutely adore her. I've been on some of her programs in the past, and just the amount of amazing content that she gives is like unbelievable. So I'm really excited to introduce her to you and to introduce you to her. And she's going to be talking about social media mastery. She is an expert at navigating the social media platform, and she'll be really talking about how to create good relationships on social media that lead to clients and that lead to business. So the second bonus is a free webinar with Amanda Webster on creating a community of loyal clients. And Amanda she's going to be really embarrassed about this, but she's somebody that I've looked up to as an entrepreneur. She's just, she's really accomplished more in the last 2 years than just about any other entrepreneur that I've come across. And I really admire her and I really look up to her. So I really wanted her to come on and tell you a little bit about her story and just how she did what she did. I mean, she created this amazing business, and she did it while raising a family. She has 2 very wonderful and very energetic young boys, and she accomplished an incredible amount in her business while raising this family. So I'm excited about that. The third bonus is for the first 6 people to register are going to get 2 30-minute calls with me. So these are calls to check in, to make sure that you're staying on track with your homework, but it's also a call to talk and really hash out and hammer through any kind of patterns or any blocks or anything that's holding you back. So this is like invaluable here. I am doing this for $297. So you're going to get all of this for $297. I mean, just the bonuses alone are worth more than that. But this is kind of like, it's like my world premiere coaching program. And I really wanted to over deliver on this and really give you, I mean, just give you the best that I could. So again, it's going to be, the calls are going to be every first, second, and third Tuesday of the month, probably at 1 o'clock. If you can't make that time, don't worry. All the calls will be recorded. You won't miss out on anything. And if you're interested in this, if you look at the top right of your screen, there's a little thing that says pop-ins. There's a little tab that says pop-ins. Hit that pop-in and you'll see a link to the program that I'm offering. So click on that link and it'll bring you right to the page. You can sign up. I'm really looking forward to doing this webinar and I can't wait to see you on it, this group coaching program. It's like a lot of my best stuff that I've worked with my clients, my private clients with. And I'm just passionate. I'm sorry, you can tell. I'm passionate about it. So if you have questions as well, you can email me. Let me get back on my screen share and I'll pull up my email, so Embrace Your Brilliance. There's my contact information. You can send me an email, phone number. I think most of you have my contact information. If you have questions about it, you can ask. But again, the first 6 people are going to get those one-on-one calls, and that is invaluable. So that is the group coaching program. So before we leave, we've got about 7 minutes left. I wanted to get into and leave you with the 3 strategies that you can use now to bring in more clients to your practice right after we get off this call. So the first one is to get in touch with your old clients. Now, if you don't have a CRM system or a system, if you're not keeping track of your old clients and their contact information, their emails and their phone numbers, you need to do that. That's going to be the core of your business. Hopefully you're already doing it, but if you're not, there's a lot of great CRM platforms out there that can help you do this. One of them is Aweber. It's one of the most popular. There's Constant Contact. MailChimp is really great because it's free for the first 2,000 people that you get on there. It does have some limitations, but it's a great first start. So you want to have a really good client database that you're keeping. So go back to that. I'm kind of amazed at how many people don't do this. Go back to that client database and contact your old clients, especially the ones that were in your target market that you loved working with, that were a joy, and check in with them. Give them a call. The call is best. You can send them an email, but I would call them. It's much more personal. Check in with them. Again, remember that it's not about the sale. I mean, a lot of times I'll just call, check in, say how you're doing, chit chat with them about 5 minutes. If it feels right, say, you know, I haven't seen you in a long time. If you want to come in for a session, I'd love to see you. You'll be amazed at how many people, first of all, about how many people say, oh, I'm so glad you called. I'm meaning to contact you, and they sign up before you even get to asking them for the session. But keep in contact with your old clients. If you're doing this regularly, your practice will be full in no time. If you're just starting business and you don't have clients yet, just keep this in mind, that it's about the client relationship. So keep that relationship going. They're not just clients. These are people that you're helping. These are like people that you love. You know I do. Like, I love my clients. I would do anything for them. So it's a joy for me. It can feel scary at first, but it's become really a joy for me to call my old clients and chat with them and see how everything's going. Your business will take off. So that's one strategy. I guarantee if you do that, if you take that piece of advice and you call all of your old clients, you'll get at least a few people coming back to you this week. It's like the #1 strategy really that I use to keep my massage practice going and to keep my coaching practice going. So the second strategy is to, I've got a few written down here. I want to see which ones would be most potent for you. So one thing that I've loved doing is to offer some kind of an incentive to come in. So I would avoid discounting just your services, but what I've done in the past is, if your business functions with this, is I'll offer like a gift certificate special. So there will be a discount on these gift certificates, but I'll throw in like one of them that I did. This is about thinking outside the box. I did a Valentine's Day special and for massage, and I included a Chocolove chocolate bar. I'm sure you've seen that brand, Chocolove. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So they got a dark chocolate bar with it, and people loved it. I mean, they were buying these things left and right. They're like, that's such a great idea. And it was so fun because they appreciated it. They appreciated the kind of cleverness of it. They appreciated that they got a little bit of a discount. And it introduces somebody new to your practice. So think outside the box. Think about some kind of incentive that you can do. One is by doing consultations, a free consultation, 20-minute consultation. You sit down with somebody, give them some benefit. That's a great incentive. Doing webinars is really great. Doing, a free workshop or a speaking gig or something like that. Incentivize it. Do something that's going to bring people to you and get them talking to you. So that's a really, really great and really handy tool for starting to get clients right now and right away. So a third tip is, this one is it takes a little bit of time, but if you do this one, it's one of the most powerful techniques you can use to really start attracting clients. And that is to bring other people business. So bring other people business. This is about networking and creating referral partners. So if you find somebody that you're passionate about their business and you're passionate about what they do, find ways to promote them, find ways to bring them business, and find ways that you can work together. Because once you start bringing them business, generally they're going to want to reciprocate in some way, especially if they believe in what you do. So it takes a little bit of strategy sometimes, but if you find people that you have a mutual respect for each other's business and you start to bring that other person business, they're going to do the same for you. This is absolutely powerful, absolutely powerful. I created actually a meetup group. It's an absolutely free meetup group. I forgot about this. I wasn't even going to mention it, but I will. It's if you look on meetup.com, it's in Hawaii. It's called the Wellness Practitioners of Oahu Social Meetup, Social and Networking Meetup. So just type in Wellness Practitioners of Oahu and it should come up. And it's specifically designed for that. It's just to get together, to have fun, to network with other wellness practitioners, to build relationships that will become business, potential business in the future. So I created that for you. I created that for my clients so that we had a platform to launch into that. So look that up. Again, it's been fun. We've met a few times and it's been a blast. So we go to botanical gardens and go on hikes and all kinds of fun things. So again, that comes down to thinking outside the box as well. So those are 3 strategies. So it's kind of 4. Create your client database, create your CRM, your client management system, client relationship management system, I think is what that stands for. Think about incentives, think about bonuses that you can offer to help bring people into your practice and have fun with it. It can be super fun. I have a blast doing that. And get together with people and network and find ways that you can bring them business, and they'll start to reciprocate. That's probably the #1 place that I've gotten my business is through networking and through working with other people. It's powerful when you can do it right. So that's it, everyone. I really hope you enjoyed the webinar, that you got a lot from it. I had fun doing it. And again, if you have questions or you want to sign up for that group coaching program, I'm excited about it. It's going to start next Tuesday. I forget what the date is. Let me look really quick. That is Tuesday, is it the 3rd or the 4th? That will be Tuesday, the 4th. So starting up then, and again, it's been a pleasure. I hope you have a great day. I'll leave that pop up there for another minute as I say goodbye, and have a wonderful afternoon. Be well and be brilliant.